Hello, Kai Mosley here with Starting Point Learning Center to talk a little bit about why Ages and Stages questionnaire is so important and how it supports the families and the children that we serve. So, one of the biggest things for me is the Ages and Stages questionnaire is put in the parent's hand. It is a tool that they can do directly with their children to help them understand some of the terms that we as educators know, but they might not quite get, such as fine motor, for example. When a parent is asked a question about fine motor, can you give me a little bit of knowledge about your child's fine motor? They're not thinking on the same levels as we are thinking. So, what the Ages and Stages questionnaire does is ask them questions directly, such as, is your child able to string beads? Can your child zip and unzip their jacket? And sometimes as educators, we forget that the language is different. And so sometimes we forget to break down that language and put it into terms that they can understand, which is exactly what the Ages and Stages questionnaire do. I think it's important for families because with them being their child's first and lifelong teacher, they're able to take these questions and think deeper about them as they're working with their child, performing some of the tasks. So as you guys know that when you're doing an ASQ, there's questions that are asked of the parents that they have to do directly with their child. So they're able to say, okay, can my child zip their own coat? Yeah, I've seen them do that before, so yes, I can check that. Can my child take turns with their sibling by lacing beads or string on a button? Can they then turn pages? They're able to see that. And if not, they're able to stop in that moment, get the items or the materials to then see that on their own. It gives them the chance to start thinking about, are these things that I need to, keep a track of? Are these things I need to monitor? This is what things they need to know at this age, in this stage of their development. And then what Faces K Radio Ohio does is provide activities and examples of real life families doing these activities or activities that are similar, so that they can get the understanding of that's it, that's what it looks like. It's not as hard as I thought it was. Okay. Another good point is why I find this important is it helps a parent be able to identify early on what their child's needs might be. It helps a parent or family member discover early on if their child needs more support from someone other than themselves or the caregiver. When is it time for this child to see a specialist or have a referral made? This intervals go from 2 months to 60 months. So parents are able to, within that range, give their child the ASQ assessment, the tool with them to be able to figure out what their need is in that moment and can they reach these goals. If not, working with my center and my parents, once they complete the ASQ, we meet with the parent. We kind of talk about the ASQ. We give them some activities. If the child is scoring a little low or under the where it's like just before the cutoff mark, but they may need a little more support in that area. We talk about what activities they can do for that. And then we meet again in about 30 days to kind of see if that child has developed some more skills in that area. And if they are, then perfect. There's nothing more we need to do other than continue to offer some activities or even some more challenging activities at that. But if a child is scoring and below that cutoff, it lets you know right then you might need to, seek out a referral for the child. And also not to stop there, but to continue to work with that child, even when you're going through the referral process, so that you're able to take that information to whomever you're working with and say, hey, we worked on this in the last 30 days until we got to this appointment. This is the progress we were able to make, or we were not able to make any progress. It helps the parent to be right there side by side with their child, their caregiver, and the referring agency. I think it's a spot on tool for early intervention if needed. I think it's a great tool for a parent to have to come to the parent teacher conference in the beginning of the school year to say, hey, I know what my child needs to work on. This is it. Are you able to do these things? Are you able to support us on, making these things happen, these goals being, making sure these goals are being met for my child? It kind of put the power back in the parent's hand, so that, sometimes parents feel, powerless when they're going to parent teacher conference. They can guide and lead that parent teacher conference, is what I like. I like to give the parents the confidence that they are that first and lifelong teacher.